panel on the customer experience transformation imperative. For that, I'd like to call up on stage the Session Chair, Mr. Sampath Manickam, CTO, Technology Infrastructure, NSE, and joining him are Vishal Bhatia, CDO, Canara Bank, and Jyothirlatha B, CTO, Godrej Capital. Let's welcome the gentleman and the lady on stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a great pleasure to meet all of you this afternoon. I'm going to take next 15 minutes to talk about customer experience. Of course, working in a corporate or working in as an individual at home, purchasing many things, the customer experience comes by default, whatever we do on a day-to-day. Whether we go to buy a grocery, whether we buy some digital store, some kind of a product, or in turn we serve our customers. So customer experience is the cornerstone, the centricity for anything and everything in the digital revolution, what we do. One of the research from Salesforce, they talk about the 90% of the percentage of the customer look at it, how the companies provide a customer experience, not only a product and services, then they decide whether the company to be continued to purchase anything or take service from them. That's what Salesforce says. In Apple, Steve Jobs look at the customer experience and then innovate a product, whether a futures, including a walking experience in the Apple store, how the customer experience starting from entering to the leaving, that helped him to achieve more than $3 trillion as one of the biggest company. I represent a national stock exchange. In a national stock exchange, as of recently this week, we've done a transaction within a single day as a world record of 19.72 billion in a single day. That's one of the highest achievement. Even Google doesn't do that kind of a transaction in a single day. So that also throws the technology people like us to make the technology is reliable, scalable, and available at all times, irrespective of whatever the kind of the spontaneous growth that post-election day took place in the capital market in India. So with this, the customer centricity or a customer, whatever you call it as the technology transformation to make customer as the important one to launch or provide any kind of services. And same way, we have a great panelist, Vishal Bhatia from Canara Bank and Jyoti ma'am from Godrej Capital. So we are going to talk about different industry. I'm from stock exchange, from a banking, and a Godrej Capital focusing on infrastructure in India. So question to Mr. Vishal, with the kind of the transformation taking place in a BFSI, where the customer is looking at the complete omnichannel of how banking can provide seamless service without even visiting a bank, what are the Canara Bank looking at from for the technology perspective of how can transform the customer experience? What are your strategy that's being adopted in Canara Bank?
Yeah, thanks a lot for giving this opportunity. So at Canara Bank, we have good set of customers at both India and Bharat. So we don't foresee customers to come to our branches. We try customers to give them the facility to use our digital platforms. But still Bharat customers are way behind on the digital platform. But we still want them to give them the credit facilities. So just I'll take the example of the woman with the RBI Innovation Hub. We have launched a part on the self-help group where 20 women together, we go to their place and in 30 minutes we open the account with them and give them the credit facility. Like this, there is a potential of 50 crore customers to come to the credit industry. Second, there are a lot of farmers who are still not having able to utilize their land and getting the loan facility. Most of the rural part, Bharat part, is looking banked on the lending part. So that we have tied up with the state governments where the land records are digitized. With that, within 5 minutes, we are able to give them the Kisan credit card scheme immediately to them. Similar way, you see many of the vendor kiranas who are there on the lending part, where as part of the government scheme, we give them the PM Swanidhi accounts, where we give them the account, the loan, QR, standee, soundbox, insurance, all sits in one packet. In 10 minutes, we give them. And then because the point is not the digital for them is credit. Firstly, they should come into the banking and get the credit facility. Then we try step by step to onboard them and bring them into the digital platform. That is one part. Second thing is there are a lot of customers who are senior citizens They don't want mobile app. They don't want an app which is for the, like that 50 lakh customers are there. He says, I don't want any app for the transaction. I want app only for the passbook update, nothing else. So we have created a separate app only for them, where 50 lakh senior citizen people are using app for the passbook update. So the point is, we are not have one solution to serve all our customers. We have specific solution based on the customer needs. Firstly, to bring them on the banking industry, then work with them what digital solution we can bring them and do it. Then comes to the millennials who are 18 to 50 years. We have our mobile app, AI1 retail mobile app, which has 300 features, and that is what we bring day zero whenever the customer onboards. We ask them to download app and use that app, and all the transaction they should do it. Secondly, customers who are already there in the system, but they have not downloaded app. So there is a Salesforce CRM we have implemented where we know these customers have not downloaded, and we work with them to download the app. We are the second PSU bank where the corporate app we offer. We want customers to migrate from the net banking to the mobile app. That is what we are pushing more and more. And we are the second largest bank after State Bank in the PSU who has the corporate app. That where we are putting more investment for the many corporate customers to use it. This on the customer part, but many merchants are there who have a purpose and the need that I want, many schools are there, they don't want to invest on the infra. They want the fees to be collected. So we are working with them as a white label solution. Okay, I will give a white label solution to you. You just have to give me all the student record. Rest fee payment, I will take care. You don't worry. What we are working with the customers are, you focus on your business, rest payment, collection, banking, Canara Bank will take care. So to answer to that, there is not a one answer for everything. It is a specific customer needs. And based on that customer need, we are giving them the customized solutions and helping them in building their experience and making it more relevant for them, and then help them to achieve that purpose. That is what we are focusing on.
Thanks, Vishal. That's basically the customized solution to improve the customer experience. Now, with the consistent growth in the infrastructure in India, especially post-COVID, multifold growth, how are you prioritizing your investment with respect to new technology, reimagining transform customer journey, including your accommodating demanding technologies within the Godrej Capital?
Okay. Good afternoon, all. I am from Godrej Capital. To just give you some introduction to Godrej Capital, it is a new financial services organization from Godrej Group. So as a late entrant into this kind of industry, so digital is the only option that we had. And in fact, we had launched our business during the COVID time. So if you ask whether what kind of investment has to go in the technology and all, is not a kind of a question at all, because we do first launch the technology systems and then we launch the products. That is a DNA that we have. So coming to this kind of financial services, we all know that it's a heavily crowded kind of industry. So how do I acquire the customers and how do I service the customers so that the customer stickiness is going to be there with the organization is evergreen challenge for all the organizations. So for the technology investments, coming to actually the platform build and all, recently we launched the Flexi Funds, which is one of its kind of product in the NBFC industry and all. So the background for that Flexi Fund is completely the technology. So and how do we measure a kind of return on investment is because we know this business is going to give me this kind of penetration in the market, and this is the investment that I'm going to do. So that is a kind of business benefit analysis that is a process that generally we follow. And coming to the customer stickiness and all, so a lot of technology is going behind that, because we have seen in the previous sessions, Gen AI and Copilot and lots of things we spoke about. So maybe some of the things are still in the hype cycle, but there are some things which are really giving value. For example, in any kind of NBFC, the lending process, we all must have taken some loan. So we know how heavy it is in the physical documentation. When we do the digitization, what we do is just scan the statement and then we ask the operations users to enter the data. But whether we can extract the data from these documents, the earlier technologies of OCR and all were not that successful. If you see 50 to 60% is a no output that you are given. That means what? You will be requiring many more staff and your operational costs are going to go high and all. So, but with the new technology, the investments and the ROI that when we have seen, the intelligent document processing of some of the Gen AI models is really giving really good 90 to 95% of the accuracy. So that is really helping us, and we are making that as part of the the operational process. And similarly in the customer experience and all the personalization, everybody talks about personalization. When I see the mails that I get, it's nothing. I mean, the products that I am getting, the propositions that I am getting from the other organizations is not actually that what I want. Actually, understanding your customer and customer needs and putting the entire data together and coming up with a cross-sell opportunity is a science in itself. So these kind of technologies do help, and we are finding a lot of benefit out of it, and we are making this as part of the processes.
Thank you, ma'am. Really sounds great. Just to add the additional perspective from, it's not only for the new organization entering the market or including the established organization. In National Stock Exchange, we support currently a $5 trillion market cap from a listed companies in the companies listed in exchange platform, which basically throws the enormous stress on the investor or the member community to operate, and which means we need to continuously evolve to accommodate whatever the demand coming, not only from the members and customers, it's also from a regulator. The regulator continuously throws. For example, India is a pioneer in capital market, setting some of the global benchmark, launching a T+1 settlement last year, T+0 settlement this year. And still, many countries across the globe still working on T+3 or T+1 settlement, whereas in India, some of the selected stocks settlement happened on the same day. That's what the SEBI has launched, and we are able to meet the demand which has been put by regulator, being a pioneer, setting a such global benchmark. So these are the technologies which throws the challenges to kind of launching such kind of a futures within a shorter span of time and to make such kind of a the compliance requirement regulator. So going back similarly in a BFSI, the open banking is taking very familiar or popular in the BFSI sector. Would like to ask Vishal, what is that Canara Bank looking at, how they are adopting such things in Canara Bank?
On the open banking, I'll cover 3 areas are there. Firstly, on the lending, we have a digital lending platform where we are following the Ocean network, OCE and Open Credit Network framework to give credit facilities to our customers. On the second one, we are also doing the pilot on the ONDC framework on the seller part for the GST Sahe. So what we have put a framework where if the customer has a GST, we can fund against the invoice of the GST to the customer immediately. So that is the platform which is built. And the same platform on our mobile app is there. We are working also the same platform on the ONDC as a seller part as well. Thirdly, what we are looking at on the open banking, we have a API gateway platform as an open connected banking, where any customers wants to do vendor payment, salary payment to their customers, whether they are in Canara Bank or non-Canara Bank. The API gateway platform is there where they, from their ERP solution, they will put the mandate to us and we will take care of the processing of the payment to the customers which are there. One unique thing that we have done as a live use case in Kerala, where the 5,000 POS machines we have delivered to the Kerala government, where all municipalities, collection on property tax, everything happens to our platform, using the K-Smart platform which Kerala government has built on the open network, and they use it at door to door to collect all the payments, the birth, the death certificate, everything through that platform. So these are the different areas where we are working with multiple stakeholders on the open banking areas which are there.
Thank you, Vishal. Moving on, would like to ask another question related to the emerging technology like artificial intelligence or generative AI. How we are looking at these technology helping in Godrej Capital?
So in the artificial intelligence and ML,
with respect to customer experience improvement.
Yeah. So, as I said in the earlier question also, so how do you understand your customer is the most important thing for giving him the right products and then giving him the right suggestions and all. So, we have internal analytics team. We have set up a team. We understood the need of this kind of technologies in the day one setup itself. So this team, what they do is it's a kind of all the bureau and all scores we do get. That is a generic score. Out of that generic score, maybe to some extent you can understand the customer, but how do you actually engage with the customer and all? It is a kind of overall, it's a customer 360 is what you should be having. A strong database decisioning has to happen for that. Now, we've invested a lot in the data lake, and with that, with this ML models, we are able to engage with the customer in a better way, and we do, and when a customer is calling, our 360 is not just showing the demographic data or whatever are the call logs and all. It is also giving a summary to the call center agents. What is that customer about, and then what he was looking, and what was the discussions happened in the previous calls and all. So that this call center agent will be able to give a proper answers to the customer, and he can engage with the customer in a better way. And coming to the Gen AI part, it's actually, as I said, I feel is a personal opinion, it's a kind of hype cycle, and we have to really use it very carefully and all. So we are in the POC stage, and we are finding good value in the intelligent document processing for sure. Along with there are some things where the automatic generation of the credit memo and all, we are seeing a lot of use cases in the credit underwriting process, where you will be able to give the insights to the credit people instead of just making the rules in the rule engine and all. Can the credit manager get the insight by just referring the document of the policy, credit policy document, and then see the data, and if we can give the insights to the credit manager, so that is a wow factor that we are actually looking for. So this is still in the testing and POC stages, and if that happens, it's a kind of a game changer, because any average credit manager will, that biased decisioning will be removed. So that is a journey, but that is what we are doing right now.
Thank you,
To
ma'am.
add to that, in Canara band, we have built 50 AIML models on leveraging because we have a huge database and huge customers which are there, which is helping us, one, on the cross-selling. Second is we have 10,000 branches, 12,000 ATMs. So we have taken the pin code of those parts, and with the industry leaders' help, around 3 kilometer area, we got all the leads. How many schools, universities, colleges, hospitals, merchants, retailers are there, and how we can offer them to be part of the Canara family. So that is what we have done. Third, what we have done together with the government, we have put a logic and the algorithm on finding the mule accounts through the AML logic, that how we can find these are the mule accounts which are happening in the system and how we can avoid the fraud. Fourth, we have put an intelligence when the transactions are happening, how we can apply this based on the past patterns and find out these are the fraud scenario and put an alert whenever the transactions are happening on the customer experience. What we are doing pilot now is for all the customer service calls which are happening, how we can reduce the TAT using the AIML, where because 38% are the repeated calls, what the customers are asking the questions, how we can give them immediately within few seconds the responses and improve on the TAT. These are the different areas on the AIML which we are leveraging at the bank.
Thank you, Vishal. Really appreciate it. I mean, a lot of insight how the AI get leveraged in Canara Bank as well as the Godrej Capital. I mean, Stock Exchange as well as many of the industry trying the Gen AI as the POC. We little ahead, one step ahead. We use all our test case automation using Gen AI as a platform to generate various test case based on the what previous code versus the code getting changed. The test case automatically get generated and also help us use for testing without missing any of the cases. Earlier when human prepares versus the Gen AI prepares, it prepares a lot. And being in a test environment, it for us to also help us to test the model, train the model, and make it much more future-proof using a Gen AI. That's what kind of technology we are using it. Going ahead, considering the time, the last question to Vishal, how is balancing between the innovation versus the technology adoption with respect to security or data protections?
We already have started the work on the DPDP part. We don't have a cloud. We have a cloud on the pilot part. We don't share any data outside our data center. Nothing personalized information goes outside the system. We are PCI DSS certified on the card related. And for us, the compliance and the security is more important than the innovation part. And we are happy if the account open takes few minutes extra, but security part being taken care, the customer consent being taken care first without sharing the innovation part and having the reduced TAT. And we ensure that we have as part of the process, the VAPT, all the audit assessments, the regulatory, ORMC, IRMC, all that approvals happen before any release goes into production. Each of the release which goes in production ensures the security audit has been happened, the code review audit has been happened, and once we get all that confirmation, then only we do it. And every month, there's a report which gets submitted to the board, how many vulnerabilities are open, and what is the time frame which is there. So we ensure that our environments are secure. On the data, nothing goes out of the Canara Bank, every data is there within the Canara Bank only. And all the regulatory guidelines which comes, that is our first priority to ensure that is there. And we have a stringent EFRM rules which have been put. And as we get the new patterns, new rules, we keep updating the EFRM rule to ensure the frauds and all that being taken care on the proactive steps. These are the different areas we...
Thanks, Vishal. Appreciate it. Considering the time, just 1 minute. Is there any question from the audience? Can I take it to the panelists here? So none. With this, thanks for giving an opportunity to share our thoughts with respect to how we can improve the customer experience. Of course, relying on the technology innovation, we can all improve our own customer experience, whether we be a customer or we serve as a customer. Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you. Thanks, Vishal. Thanks, Jyoti.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. And the ladies.